Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game. It's just finished Ipswich Town 1, West Ham United 3. That was a thrilling game, wasn't it? I'm really looking forward to discussing the highlights from that match. But thank you very much for joining me. We finished 14th. We ended up 14th in the league table after Wolves drew with Brentford, and we got Man United won and Spurs lost, but they wouldn't have overtaken us anyway since we'd won. Potter came in when we were 14th in the table. We finished up with 14th in the table. So he'll point to it and suggest that we haven't got any worse or anything. We've just treaded water. But I don't think it tells the whole story. I don't think it tells the journey from Potter's first game to this game in particular. But let's go through it anyway. It was a dire start, to be honest with you. I thought both teams looked like they couldn't be arsed. I thought it was a really scrappy game from both sides. Fabianski made a fantastic save from Broadhead, and then we made it 1-0 just before half time. And I'm not even kidding when I say this, that in the first half, our most creative player was Morrissey of Ipswich Town. He'd done a bad back pass. Bowen cut it out. You read it really well, Jarrod Bowen, then unselfishly squared it to James Ward-Prowse, who put it in the back of an empty net, and it was 1-0 West Ham at half time. But it was just a really poor affair between two poor teams. It was a game. It was a half, and then, to be fair, the second half as well. It was a match of little quality, really, and you can tell it was two teams that had little to play for and had little desire in that match. But went in 1-0 at half time and came out. They made it 1-1 in the 52nd minute. This time it was Broadhead that scored. Just terrible defending from us. I think Fabianski's trying to kick it quickly out to Jarrod Bowen. I think it's Bowen he's aiming for, but he sort of gets too much swing on his leg and belts it down the middle of the pitch. So it sort of hits Fulkrug rather than Fulkrug hitting the ball, and then it bounces between him and Bowen, who are quite some far apart, but goes in the middle of them. So Fulkrug leaves it for Bowen. Bowen's leaving it for Fulkrug, so it just gets picked up. And then Broadhead starts next to James Ward-Prowse, who stands still. So Broadhead sort of moves to one side and to the next side of Ward-Prowse, who has remained still at this point, picks the ball up, turns, and he's facing our defence now. And Tadebo literally just doesn't move, but just goes on his knees. Pathetic defending from the pair of them. A fantastic finish by Broadhead, by the way. A really good individual goal. But if there was a part of play that there was two pieces of play in that game that summarized West Ham season, that was one, and the second one was our second goal of the game, which was scored by Jarrod Bowen. Gets out on that right hand side. Now he's playing as a striker. He plays as a striker for the entire game, but he went out on the right hand side, linked up with Wan-Bissaka, quick 1-2, goes past Kudus and absolutely smashes it into the bottom corner. It's a fantastic individual strike. But I just think that first goal, that Broadhead goal on 52 minutes of just lazy, pathetic defending, and then we retake the lead 2 minutes later by Jarrod Bowen. Jarrod Bowen doing Jarrod Bowen things is why we took that lead. Wan-Bissaka will get the assist. The easiest assist he's going to get in all his life, a three-yard pass to someone out on the right wing, but a great individual goal by Jarrod Bowen. Not loads happened. Palmer barely had a save to make. He didn't have much to do. Fabianski wasn't that busy. I think Ipswich had a couple of half chances. Jack Clark bent one round the post, and Delap had a daisy cutter that trailed wide, and they had a couple of shots blocked on the edge of the box. We made it 3-1. Mohammed Kudus. Guido Rodriguez getting an assist, but Kudus picked the ball up towards the right of the post and bent it into the far corner. A lovely finish, but the reality was everybody had given up at that point, to be honest with you. It was a really poor game of football, to be honest with you. I think there was more things that, even though we've won, and I'm pleased we've won, it's nice. It's nice to have won. But when coming into the game, I thought there's nothing really, and this is a bit, I really say harsh on Potter. It's not, because it's a build-up of everything that we've seen so far. It's not like this is Potter's first game, and I'm thinking there's not much you can do here that's going to change my opinion in a positive manner. And I don't think there was. We could have went out there, played beautiful football, won 5-0. I'd have sat here and thought, yeah, but it was only Ipswich. Yeah, but the season's over. So he couldn't really have changed my mind in a positive manner today. So do I feel sorry for him? Like I said, not really, because it's a build-up of the previous 17, 18 games coming into today's game. So there's actually one or two things that are coming out of it has concerned me, even though we won. That was nice. Tadibo was, man, he was there's he had a couple of nice moments, but the reality is, for the last 2 or 3 months, Mavropanos and Craswell have been our two best centre-backs, in my opinion. That's been our two best centre-backs. I think Tadibo was really bad today. I think he was getting skinned quite often, just so laid back. And sometimes when he's laid back and he'll bring the ball down and bring it out of defence, it looks good. And he had those moments today. But when it comes to defending, my word, it's a bit alarming how bad he looks sometimes. I don't think he had a great game. I think Kilman's just really rash at the minute. Mavropanos had a good game. I thought he had a good game. I thought Fabianski had a good game when called upon. The midfield, I thought Ward-Prowse was better today. He was getting forward a bit more. But I have little desire to see it next season. Actually, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's been more generous. I have no desire to see that next season. Alvarez was in there, but didn't really do much. Souček was just anonymous, completely anonymous today. There was no crosses going in. Well, there was one, and Fulkrug got his foot on it, and it counts as a shot on target, I guess. But I didn't see him at all, good or bad. I didn't see him doing anything. Fulkrug, a couple of nice touches, but struggled to impact the game. Jarrod Bowen, moments of individual brilliance, but that was it. It was just a game of football by two teams that come to the end of it and looked like they couldn't be arsed. But I think this was an important one for Potter. I don't think this win's going to convince many people. I'll be surprised if anyone has changed their mind about Graham Potter based on today. He sort of just stood still in people's evaluation, I think. And that's fair. You're allowed to think that. Likewise, you change your mind. That's also fair. That's your opinion. But I would be shocked if people have thought, you know what, based on what I've just seen at Ipswich, I think we'll be all right next season. If you thought we'd be all right before the game, you still will. I just don't think anyone went into that game thinking, oh, no, it's going to be a difficult season. Then full-time whistle goes, do you know what? I'm chilled out about next season. I don't think that occurs. But for Graham Potter, for himself, I think it was important he won that game. He put out a starting 11 that said, I'm taking this game serious. I want to win this match. It got the job done. And like I said, he'll be able to sit there and say, look, when I took over from Lopetegui, West Ham were 14th. It's not been a great time, but we're still 14th. So we've not actually regressed under my stewardship. Now, obviously, as West Ham fans that watch us week in, week out, might have something to say about that. I might say, yeah, but it's not been very enjoyable. That's something he will claim. I wouldn't be surprised if he uses it to sort of justify his tenure so far at West Ham. But when that lineup came out and stuff, and, you know, it's got Alvarez, Souček, and Ward-Prowse in midfield. It's got the back three with wing backs and Bones up front. It's a bit... It puts a bit of pressure on him to go get the win, and only a win would justify it. He got it. I think there was two poor teams, but we just had individual brilliance. I think we just had players that are capable, player that's capable of making a big difference. And he's made a big difference numerous games this season. That's why I voted for him as Mohammed Kudus, Jarrod Bowen. And I think it's the same again today. He got the assist, which was set up by Ipswich, but the finish was absolutely fantastic. 3 points, we finished 14th, nothing to write home about. It's nothing exciting. Been an absolute terrible season. I'm glad the season's over now. I think I've been looking forward to this day for quite a while now. I think many of us have been, and it's nice to sign it off with a win in the league table. If a neutral outside looking in probably don't think it's that bad for West Ham. Pre-season, I remember saying we do predictions and stuff for West Ham, don't we? 12th, that was my prediction. So a couple of places lower, but 12th to 14th doesn't sound that bad. But it's been the context of the matches. It's been the journey that we've been on. It's been terrible. I think had the football been all right, had we been competitive in the cups, I don't think 14th is that terrible a league position, but we were sitting 17th for quite a few weeks in a row. We've only just got to 14th on the 38th game of the season because Wolves have given up. Spurs have won the Europa League. Man, you'd given up long ago. It was sort of like we were the only ones putting in a bit of effort. Anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'll be back tomorrow. It's because it's a bank holiday. I think we will. I don't know what time we'll go live because I want to watch the playoff final. So we'll do the player ratings in the morning, and then we'll watch the playoff final. Man of the match is Jarrod Bowen. Really good goal from him. Really good goal from Mohammed Kudus as well. A great individual strike. Maybe that's the last time we ever see him in a West Ham shirt. We'll have to wait and see. I expect it is. Might have been the last time we've ever seen Lucas Paqueta. A nice moment at the end there for Creswell to come on and get a standing ovation from all four sides of the ground and get the captain's armband as well. It's nice moments, but ultimately, a few nice moments in a really bad season for West Ham. Right, I'm off skis. Quick review because there's not that much to talk about, to be honest with you. But if you've somehow enjoyed it, please do drop a like on it by clicking thumbs up, subscribing to Hammers Chat. Well done, West Ham. A nice 3 points and nice to finish above Spurs and Man United. Really, bit funny, pathetic season, but roll on August and we do it all over again.